I'm saying what the Ramban means. The Ramban says that the second Hester Pona in Pasuk Yud Ches, that means Hester Pnei Agula. So you think that means that we're not going to know the date when the Gula is going to be. I don't think that's such a big tzara not to know the date. We lived with it many years without knowing when the Gula is going to be. I think it means the matzav of Gula, the state of mind of Gula is not going to be. The pshat is like this. We said in the previous posting, Alo al ke'enu l'kai b'kirbi mitzuni aro so'ila. That's a form of yush. The pshat is, Hashem is not here. The Be'emes is no hope if Hashem is not here. It's true. But the question is he not here really? He is here. You decided to be master him. You decided to put a mask on your face and not see him. So take off that mask and here he is. He's right here. It doesn't take much to get back to Hashem. It's not a whole big avodah. That means we have to live with this chizur. Like it says in Pasuk in Parshas Nitzavim. We have to believe that you can do one little move and that's called tshuva. Of course, it doesn't mean to stay by that, but to be considered that you're mekayim the inyan of tshuva. You came back to Hashem. You can do it with one movement, with one shinoi, with one tanur. Just take off that mask. So that's what the pasuk says. I'm going to be master the Pnei Agula. You want to say that that Hashem has part in this, and it's Ein Elokai B'Kirbi. That's going to cause you to be master the Pnei Agula, which means the hope to get out of the situation that you're in. A person could be shakua, he could be sinking in mud, but he believes he can get out of it. It's a different matzav, a whole different situation. A person can be in jail, but he knows someday he's going to get out, and someday it's going to be good, and someday we're going to have kol tuv. That's all. It's much easier to live in the jail when you know that than when somebody thinks my whole life I'm going to stay here. He could die just from that yush alone, that his whole life he's going to have to be in this jail. The pshat is v'anochi haster. That you're gonna talk like that, you're gonna fall into a yush. That's what it means. The yush is that you're not gonna know when the gula is gonna come. Right, the Ramban doesn't even say you're not gonna know when the yom agula, the pnei agula. That means sing gula, sing that you can get out of it. You are gonna bring yourself into that hole, that bore, that mud, that quicksand. You're bringing yourself into that by saying, Ein Elokai B'Kirbi. Just say, I caused it, and I'm going to stop causing it and finished, and then Hashem will be with me. And it seems to me that this is the machla of the Dor Achron, and that's what the pasuk is talking about. The problem of the Dor Achron, which is us, is yush. We don't believe we can get out of this situation. You might ask me, what do you mean you don't believe you can get out of this situation? What about the mutzlachim? What about those that wear fracks? What about those that they know all the answers? And what about those that they know how to say shiurim every day? And they always have what to say. They're miyuashim, you could say. I heard once from Reb Meir that he said yush doesn't mean somebody lies in bed. If somebody doesn't believe that he can get to a higher madrega than what he's in, that's called yush. There could be somebody that could believe it and he doesn't reach it for other reasons, but not to believe you could reach it. L'mashal. Somebody never thought. I mean, it's very shchiach in yeshivas. A bocher never entered his mind. I can finish Shas. I can know Shas. I can have chidushim in the whole Shas. Or did anybody ever think of that I could be a Oved Hashem, I could daven a Shachris 2 hours and really enjoy, really feel good from the Kirvas Hashem of Psuki de Zimra, of Birchos Krishma, feel a tam in a Shachris. I'm afraid that we're so far, our generation, that even saying such words, it sounds like something that you're coming from way back generations
We
back.
just heard this week about a Sadiq type that regularly skips Pesuki de Zimra because he has such a busy schedule.
Right. That's a problem. That if it could very well be, that if somebody would feel a tam in Pesuki de Zimra, so it wouldn't happen. It just wouldn't happen, such a thing as skipping. It's so gishmak.
Well, it's against the law.
To say, to do it b'kviyas. It's so gishmak. A mizmar l'soda yehi chvod. Yismach. Just think a minute. Yismach Hashem b'maso. Hashem is happy with His creations. Who are they? His creations? Us. It means the Gra. It means the Rashba. It means the Ramban. It means b'maso. By the way, I remember hearing a ton of video. Maybe it says that Hashem is a sameach b'chalko. You ever heard of that? That Hashem is a sameach b'chalko. That what? What does that mean? It's sameach b'chalko with Klal Yisrael. That's His chelik Hashem Am. Somebody said this. That this is the. I forgot. I heard it from Reb Tzimmer. Hashem is sameach b'chalko. His chelik is Klal Yisrael. He's happy. Oh, what a wonderful Klal Yisrael I have. They come on time and they daven and they say the whole thing. But it's so geschmack when you say these words. You don't have to stop for a long. Just stop for 15 seconds and think, Yismach Hashem b'masav. Hashem is happy with us. It's so geschmack, such a time. Like it's even hard to go further. Everything like that. Kidniskav Shmuel Hodo al Eretz Rishamayim. And what? Vayorim Keren La'amu. He picked them up, he raised them like a Keren above that. V'nei Yisrael Am Krovo, the nation that's close to him. Hayesh Lacha Cheich Masuk Mizeh, the Medrash says. So, but the question is, do we believe we can have a tam and a davener? And there is like you're saying, there's a problem that we're all so busy that we can't even stop and think. And let's make a asik out of davening. And the same thing, a lot of other things like that. We don't believe we could reach that. We hear Sipurei Tzadikim, we hear about the greatness of Gedolei Olam, and we think, yeah, that's how they were. What does that have to do with me? It has to do with me that I have what to say over. I can say, well, no, it has to do with me, that we could also be like that. And this machshava that we can't be like that, that's called yush, and that's called haster aster, and that's what the last generation suffers from. Just think of it. The previous, it's much hard to understand, previous generations, the news was so great. Just this alone, that there isn't bathrooms in the house. Is it possible to live such a life? It seems to me you can't.
Without a refrigerator?
Without a refrigerator, could you live such a life? Without a microwave, could you live? Without a telephone? And yet people lived such a life. And they grew and they stacked, and Gedolei Olam came out of it. A Rabbi Akiva, a Gra, but they don't even need
Rabbeinu.
That. A Breslover Rebbe. I mean, good, it's hard to say Breslover Rebbe because the way they made it nowadays, it's like something that Bechlal, who says he was even human, maybe.
What? They made
he
it.
He was a Malach, maybe. So
What could,
that's how they make it.
The Rebbe, according to Rav Schneider, was the most human of people.
But
you
actually,
read his letters.
If you read the Sichos Oran, you can see that he worked and worked and worked. In fact, I remember...
And he came close to Yush. That's his line. Ein shum Yush be'olam klal.
Because he was close to...
Ashivcha. By the way, that Rosh Tevis, Fichesh proves every crucial place in the Torah. We have that Rosh Tevis, the Shivcha.
That's what the Aster. I mean, I saw once Rabbi Yitzchak Zimmerman showed me in the Sefer Olam L'Trufa. So in the beginning, there's 3 letters, I think, from the Bresler Rebbe himself. The rest of the Sefer is letters from Reb Nosson. So he says over there in the letter, he says, he writes to his people, send me money. I need money, send me money. Look how many tovs. Mama, she's very human. I did so many tovs for you, now send me money. I need money. So he showed me, yeah, you see how he talks? He's strong. He fears shtat, he used to call it. He demanded. Okay, anyway, so these Gedolei, and we think, whether we have shaykhs, and now we belong to the Tzibur HaCharedi, Baruch Hashem, we belong to the right group. No. A person has to every day get up and say, I can make my peiches. We're holding now the beginning of a new year. We're holding in Aseret Yomei Tshuva. You have to believe. I don't know exactly how it's going to happen, but at least to believe we can make mahapeichos. Changes can happen in Tov Shinai Vov. Changes, that's Gula. Not to stay the same, not to be stagnant in the same matzah. Change, that's Gula. And that's, how does it happen? So that the Pasuk says later. What's the eitzah for it all? Onsa Shira Zos Lafonov Lahed, says the Pasuk. After the Aster, you should, the Shira Zos is going to be an aid. Onsa Shira Zos Lahed, that's the Torah, Glashachom Mipizara, and that'll take a person out of all these matzavim. There's a refuah that it's called Limudat Torah, Omo Torah. A person feels down, a person feels miyuish. Let him take and sit and learn for an hour and think, I'm learning Hashem's Torah and I'm being mishdabik in Hashem through this
and now
learning.
I'm
learning, yeah. Or even if an hour is hard, so half an hour, but it's a refuah. That's v'amsa shira zos lafonav lahed. And if and that'll bring a person out of the yush, and that'll elevate a person, and then it'll go further and further. From that comes mahapeichos. There's all kinds of eitzes. There's kibrei tzadikim, and there's going here, and there's going there, and there's giving money to the Vadar Abonim, and the Gedolim will say Tilim by this place and that place. But there's a refuah that's called Limudat Torah. Learn a half an hour Ratzuf L'Shem refuah. The Pasuk says in Mishlei, Rifus Tehila Shorecha, the Torah is a refuah for your whole body. Yeah. Say to yourself, I'm going to learn now half an hour because I'm low. I made myself low. I'm going to pick myself up through a half an hour of learning Torah. Gemara and Toshus, I mean. And with that, I'm going to get out of it. And that's a refuah baduk u'menushe, that'll take a person out of his matzav, and that'll bring him higher and higher and closer and closer. And the end will be, the Hester Pnei Agula will go off, and it'll be a Gilu Pnei Agula. And that person, that is in a certain sense a Geula for this individual, the Geula of this individual. Shem should help. We should be zocher to the Geula Shleim of the whole Klal, and we should be zocher to Aksivach Sima Tova, and it should be Mekuyim in us. The Motzoi Shviz Ben David Ba, which is right now we're holding in the Motzoi Shviz Ben David Ba, the Gulas HaKlan, the Gulas HaPrat should come b'mhera v'yameinu.
Amen, amen. Thank you very much, Rabbi.